Hey, Threadheads! As the kids say, this week's show is gonna be sick. Or maybe it's just me. Oh.
It's a beautiful day, don't you know? It's a beautiful day.
This is The Thread.
Yep. Apparently someone left a window open at the house because influenza. And guess who caught it? Me. Body aches, chills, fever, the whole bit. Yeah, I've been in quarantine for the last few days. No one in the family's coming near me, so no new show today. But I thought we'd look back at some of our favorites, including the relationship between two of our friends, Kelly and Casey. I am so excited for this high school reunion. It's not mine. The haircut I had back then was enough to scare you. See what I mean? But we are talking about a reunion of two classmates from right here at Parkway West High School. Last week, we introduced you to the Best Buddies organization. They pair up someone with disabilities with somebody without disabilities in a friendship bond. Well, you also met Kelly Quinn, the state director. What drives her? What's her passion for doing this? Well, it all started with a relationship that formed right here in the hallways of Parkway West High School.
In all honesty and candidness, I feel like this is what I have been called to do. This is my life's calling. When I look back in choices I've made, whether I've realized I've made them consciously or not, they have all led me to this place with Best Buddies. When I was in high school, I had a friend that sat next to me in my English class. Her name was Casey. She was the biggest smile ever. I didn't know what her disability was. I just knew she was different. But she just really made English class a happy place to be. I continued to have English classes with her the next couple of years, but I chose to take AP English my senior year. So I didn't have English with Casey my senior year. So I didn't really see her as much as I did my previous years in high school. Casey comes up to me one day in the hallway to tell me that she was chosen as the student to light the torch for the Special Olympics basketball game that our school hosted. And that was a huge honor. And they got to pick somebody to do it with them. And so, I was like, Casey, that's great. Who's gonna do this with you? And she asked me if I would light the torch with her. And I said, wow, thank you for asking me, but don't you wanna ask one of your friends? And her response to me was, you are my best friend. And at the time, it didn't really grab me the way it does now. I only saw her in English class. I never invited her to come with me and my friends to homecoming. I never took an opportunity to invite her to come to the Friday night football game or anything else that me and my friends were doing, invite her to my birthday party. And I haven't seen her since our graduation day. On our graduation day, she gave me a poem on a little plaque that says, "Don't quit." And on that poem is a shiny penny with a heart on it. It sits on my desk, and every day that I come into the office, I see that. And it reminds me that Best Buddies is creating opportunities for people like me who missed out on that chance to really make that friend and human connection to be able to do that. And I often think about where my life would be if Casey were still physically present in it today, because she's still very much a part of my life. I mean, she motivates me to do what I do every day, but I wasn't taught how. Would she have been to my wedding? Would she know my kids? Where is she? And I think about that, and I think about, the opportunities that we're creating for other people. I do this, for Casey and all the other people that have kind of come through my life that have blessed me with the joy and the gifts that they can bring. And I'm doing this because I know it's something that needs to be done.
Is that amazing or what? I mean, Casey continues to influence Kelly and inspire her on a daily basis. And Casey had no idea. We never know the impact we're gonna have on another person or the impact another person is gonna have on us. Hey, get this. Kelly and Casey haven't seen each other since graduation of 2000 from here at Parkway West. But later today on our show, they're reuniting. And Kelly has no idea. You don't wanna miss this surprise. Oh, that's a reunion you don't wanna miss. Such a great relationship. Speaking of relationship, I've had little to none the last few days, being cut off from all community by being in quarantine. But one organization that knows the power of community is the L'Arche community. They have those with disabilities living with those without, and they're learning from and doing life with one another.
We are communities that are centered on people with developmental disabilities and caregivers called assistants living together in homes. It started in France 52 years ago.
I want to pray in Thanksgiving for this evening with a lot of joy.
We have a spirituality about living with those who are more vulnerable and bringing out their gifts.
The ability of watching everyone kind of discover how to be with one another and support one another is really amazing to witness.
The core of the community is the core members, the people with disabilities in our home, and we learn how to be part of the community from them.
Everybody together as a family, helping each other with the chores.
Laundry.
You like doing laundry?
Yeah.
Really?
It's fun doing laundry.
You like laundry? Will you come to my house then?
Yeah.
I have my own cooking day, so
Things like meals and getting to pray together and sing together, it just is really life-giving.
And the skies are not cloudy all day.
The way that people might see in them and say, oh, they're so broken, they're displaced, they're not, but they're really the ones that are lifting up those of us who are able-bodied, those of us who are able-minded. They're the ones who are leading us in how we should be with one another.
Am I worthy? I don't feel worthy, Kara. Okay. All right, if you say so.
We come to be a good helper, and we find out that the person I'm helping, well, guess what? It's Amy, it's Kira. They have something to help me learn that I'm needing. A healing that needs to happen inside of me. They're going to teach me and show me that.
This is what it's all about. Like, I can deal with the craziness in the world because I know that it's really about love, and it's about building relationship with one another, and it's about connecting on a real deep level.
I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
What an incredible evening. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed my time in Joyful House in the L'Arche community. You know, they're about to open their third home, and they're doing amazing things there. They've really focused on being human beings instead of human doings. If you're interested in learning more about L'Arche and maybe even being a volunteer, go to l'archestlouis.org. You're big on December 25th, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know a family that's really big on December 5th.
The 5th?
The 5th. It was a huge day for he and his family, and now he wants other people to share in the same joy he had on that day.
So the organization was inspired by the last great day that my kids and I had with my wife before she passed away from cancer, and that was December 5th of 2015. That morning, it was probably around 6 a.m., and my wife was just waking up to go. You know, I thought she was waking up to go to the bathroom, so I closed my eyes, and I didn't wake up for another couple hours. At the time, my wife had, because the cancer had spread to her bones, she spent a lot of time in bed. So typically I was the one that would get up, take care of the kids. I woke up a couple hours later, and the first thing I smelled was pancakes. It was a smell that I probably hadn't smelled in a long time. I walk out, and the first thing my wife tells me is how great she feels. She tells me she doesn't feel any pain, which again it was a miracle. We sat down, and we had a family breakfast. At the time, family breakfasts were rare. So after breakfast, we put up Christmas decorations. And I remember at one point during the day, I heard all this noise because I was downstairs getting more decorations. And it's like, banging and squealing and laughing. And so I walk up the steps, turn around the corner, and there's my wife. She's dancing with the children, dancing, and for someone that I could barely walk, just to watch them dance, it was definitely a memory that I'll cherish forever. We had dinner with friends that night. We went to Tillis Park. We went and saw Santa Claus. There wasn't really one thing that defined that day. It was just a day full of small little moments that we got to enjoy as a family. My wife passed away almost a month later. I knew I wanted to do something shortly after she passed away, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. And then it just hit me. Why can't I give families a December 5th? And that's why I founded the December 5th Fund, was to give families whose lives have been affected by cancer a day full of small little moments. Breakfast at their favorite restaurant, We've rented out a movie theater and just did a private screening, for a family. Behind the scenes tour of Busch Stadium. Whatever this family wants to do, we get them out of the house and they just have a good day together as a family. So while that family's out enjoying their day, we send a team of 30 to 40 volunteers back to their home, and we take care of every chore you can imagine. So when that family comes home, it's to this house of just like hope and love, and not this to-do list. Obviously, when I first started this, it was a means to deal with my grief, and now it's like, wow, this is huge. We're making a difference too.
Hey, Threadheads, you no doubt know Don Brown.
Don Brown Chevrolet? Don Brown Chevrolet. Don Brown Chevrolet.
And you probably know that Don has a flair for fashion and a knack for cars, but he also has a heart for people.
I learned from my father a long time ago, it's not about one person, it's about the entire community. It is a car business, but it's a people business. It's about the people. It's not about the products, it's about the people.
If you're in the market for a car, come to Don Brown, where it's people over process.
And we're proud to be part of the Thread family, and we'd love to be part of your family.
Do you know someone who is committed to changing lives in your community? Well, don't keep it a secret. Tell us about it. We're always looking for story ideas from all around the area, and you can help us find them. If you know of a neighbor or a good Samaritan devoting their time and talents to helping others, then go to our website and send us an email to sowhat@thethreadstl.com. You can also contact us on our Facebook page, and you just might see it on the thread because we love sharing the good news happening all around our town.
Did you know that pet waste causes water pollution problems for our entire community? Pet waste is a large source of pathogens to our water and contains disease-causing viruses and bacteria that are harmful to humans and other animals. And when left on the ground, those viruses and bacteria spread with rainwater, polluting our local waterways. Proper disposal is critical. Always pick up after your pet, putting the waste in the trash. Do your part to keep our sewers and waterways free of pet waste contamination. Find out more at stlmsd.com.
It's hard to believe we're in season 3 of The Thread, considering that in the beginning, Virginia and I knew next to nothing about owning a show or running a nonprofit. Circle of Advisors Securus has been a part of the Thread Circle of Advisors since day one, walking alongside us as we walk out this new journey that God has called us to. And if they can help a couple of hot messes like me in Virginia, they can certainly help you too.
Tim, we've been proud to walk alongside of the Thread, and we'd be honored to walk alongside of you too.
All right, gang, this is the scene for our surprise reunion. This is where Kelly's gonna be seated. She thinks she's coming in for a testimonial, a follow-up interview from her previous story, but what's really gonna happen is she's gonna be reunited with Casey for the first time since high school. It's gonna be really cool, you don't wanna miss it. Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Stop. Sorry, ladies. We got a little carried away. This is my friend Mike, my other friend Candace.
Hey,
we're just trying to
hi.
spread some love in our city with a love parade.
We're all about the love.
Really? How so?
Glad you asked. Good morning, Peekaboo. I am directing traffic. Keep moving. Keep moving.
I'm here to make sure everyone is safe on the sidewalk.
I love it because I am a people person and I love people. What's going on, Rasta man? You have the light. Yeah, good timing. Yeah, keep jamming, man.
It's a lot going on here, so if I could put a smile on their face, just a simple smile with a smile, this is great. I'm helping them across, making them safe, doing my job, and they turn and say thank you. That means a lot.
And we balance each other. Cause I'm like, you know, the wild, funny one. Look at you, Miss Chantel. Oh my goodness. Come on, I need you to walk the runway, girl. You look like a model, and she is like the mom. Like, come on, let's get it together, let's go, you know, do the right thing. Hey! That's Marjorie in her action. Come on back, boo-boo. When we first started out here, I told Marjorie, I said, Marjorie, these are our lights, this is our stage, and we're here for the people, and we're gonna make it happen.
I have a loving heart, and I don't mind sharing my love with someone else. It was a guy coming down the street who was wrapped up in a sheet. I took my coat off my back and gave it to him. It was like single digits.
Why is it so important for you to love on other people?
My purpose is to love and make people happy. And that's what the world needs. God placed me on this earth to love people and to make them smile and to make them happy.
I think that the Lord placed me here at this time on this sidewalk to do just that. It makes my day to love on someone else and then that somebody ride down the street loving back on me.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
You ladies are awesome. Would y'all like to be a part of our love parade?
Sure.
All right, lead the way. Hit it, Mike.
This is a game changer. Score big at Art Van Furniture. Huge discounts up to 65% on hundreds and hundreds of home accessories and furniture. Plus, take an extra 20% off the sale price with no interest for 20 months. Get the lowest price on leather sofas, $6.99. TV consoles, $4.99. Rocker recliners, $3.99. And Palliser recliners, 50% off. Score big at Art Van Furniture.
Hey, Threadheads, thanks for joining us this morning. Are you picking up on a theme here? We're like bringing joy, creating community, transforming lives. That's what this show is all about. We are so much stronger when we come together than we ever are when we separate and divide. We want to continue this mission. We want to help this city thread up and be the most it can be. So, you want to be a part of the team? You want to help us on that mission? Go to thethreadstl.com and learn how you can be a threadhead and help us thread up, y'all.
Our first mission is bring glory to God. That's why we're here. We have a talent, it just happens to be banking.
So M1 Bank is banking on a mission fueled by the power of purpose.
It gets a point in your life where you got to live it every day, not just believe it.
I'm believing that this is going to catch on and we're all going to thread up.
For us in our house, this is how we're going to serve the Lord and His purpose. And we're going to do it through the financial institution that happens to be called M1 Bank.
Hidden fats, oils, and grease from butter, gravy, cooking oil, and sauces look harmless as liquids, but if you pour them down the drain, they can cause expensive backups and overflows. Fog, that's fats, oils, and grease, belong in the trash and not down your drain. So remember to cool it, can it, and trash it this holiday season. Keep our sewers fog-free. Find out more at projectclearstl.org.
All right, it's almost time for the big surprise. Casey's in the house. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is going to be so cool. In just a few minutes, Kelly's going to be on the other side of that door, and we're going to surprise her. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'll see you in a few. I'm going to go get her ready.
Okay.
This is going to be great.
She had this long, curly brown hair and the biggest smile, and she would always walk with her chest out proud and her shoulders pulled back, and she was just always happy. She just always shared joy, and I remember that about her. With Best Buddies, we create this safe space where it's okay to explore those friendships and share the legacy of Casey and how she has really continued to lead me to bridge this social gap or this invisible barrier that outside of school we cannot. We can and we should, and it's teaching you how to take that next step so you don't miss out on these great relationships in life.
And you wonder what could have been, right? And you think, that could have been me.
Right, I think that could have been me, but I also think...
Would you like some water?
Sure.
It's your friend.
Surprise.
Serious?
I have been wondering where you are for so long.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, how are you, Casey?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh my gosh, this is like, next to having my kids, this is probably the best day of my life. This sits on my desk every day.
Really?
You gave this to me on our graduation day. She even wrote on it. I still have it. It's fading away, but...
That's my handwriting.
That is your handwriting. And I've been thinking about you so much.
I moved away to Luxembourg and I was packing all of my stuff up in 2004. And I packed this to come with me because it's part of one of the things that I want to have in my life every day.
because you always made everything better and brighter whenever I would see you in the hallways, or you made everything better. This is awesome.
I think it's awesome too.
Oh my gosh, I need another hug. I even share this story with all of the students because we work in schools. This is what I said to my students in this particular post on the Bonfire app. I said, I'd like to introduce you guys to Casey. She's on the left. She's my friend, and I think about her every day. I haven't seen her since graduation for over 17 years. I don't want this to be something that happens to you.
Yeah. It's true.
And I shared that with over 1,000 students across the state, and that's what you have led me to do, because I don't want anyone to go 17 years without seeing a friend. But this is the picture I was looking for. Is that Jenny Schneider?
Yep.
Yep, that's who it is.
I remember Jenny.
This is awesome. It's like new life.
Incredible.
It is incredible. I mean, it's so funny just chatting, and there's a lot of things that we have in common that I don't even think we knew we had in common back then, and it's just exciting to have an opportunity to really be friends and do it right and do it the way that it was always meant to be. It's just a reminder that, you know, we all lead really busy lives, and just the way that our world is today, it just gets more and more so. And when you have a connection with someone, don't miss out on that, you know, because there becomes an empty place in your heart, and you're always looking to fill it. And you know, I'm saying today my bucket is full. It is so full, and I just can't wait to build a friendship with Casey. I can't wait to introduce her to my family, my boys, and my husband, and you know, introduce her to all my friends at work. And I feel like they all know who Casey is, but this is another opportunity for us to share.
Your friend from high school?
Yeah, my friend from high school. Now she's my friend, I hope, forever. I don't have to wonder, where's Casey anymore?
Reunited.
It is. Yes. I know. Yes. If I had a singing, I was gonna say that's what it's.
Man, that reunion fires me up. Warms my heart too. And I'm not the only one. When we filmed that segment here at Spot Media Production Group, everyone was peering through the windows to see what was gonna happen when these two old friends reunited for the first time in years. And that wasn't just a one and done deal. They've continued the relationship. They've gone to dinner and hung out, and it hasn't just been a blessing of Kelly blessing Casey or Casey blessing Kelly. They've been a blessing to one another, but it's blessed each of them to pour into the other. You know, in Proverbs 11:25, it says, "The one who brings blessing will be enriched, and whoever waters will himself be watered." It does something for us when we're able to serve others, to step out of our own stuff and minister to the poverty of others. I mean, look at Marjorie and Danielle. I mean, they've learned how to just bless people's day by doing what they do, directing traffic. And they're having a blast doing it. How about Tom with the December 5th Fund? I mean, he had this one great day with his family when his wife was feeling so good. And through his grief of losing her, he just wants others to be able to have a day just like that. A day where they can have a memory that they have of their December 5th. To have a December 5th day of their own. And how about the L'Arche community? You talk about an organization that knows the power and importance of community. I mean, you've got folks with disability living with those without, and they're both ministering to each other's poverty, learning to do life with one another, but just pouring into each other and serving each other along the way. You ever heard of the Dead Sea? And why is the Dead Sea called the Dead Sea? It's because nothing can live there. And why is that? Because it's so salty. It's so salty that no life can live there. And it's so salty because there's no outlet. There's nowhere for the salt to go. It's the same with us. If we're not able to pour ourselves out into somebody else, it just dies inside. It's when we're able to pour out blessings to others and be a vessel of blessing instead of just holding them all to ourselves that we're able to bless other people. And it does wonders for us too. We come alive when we're pouring life into other people. I've learned through this illness the importance of community in a big way. I've been cut out from my family, complete isolation, and it stinks. But it feels good to be back in community, to be able to communicate, to have relationship. There's only one lasting investment in this world that has any lasting dividends, and it's people. Invest in people. Are relationships a risk? Sure, all relationships are. But the blessing is worth it. Pour yourself out into others and watch the blessings that pour into you in return. Well, that brings us to the end. But not the end. You know, this illness may not be a good look on me, but here's a few looks that were pretty good. We'll see you next week. Take care. Here I come, vitamin C.
See that skin irritation? Little sample, take care of that.
He's not feeling well. Let's just go sit down and wait our turn. Diarrhea of the mouth, Virgil.
No, it's not diarrhea, it's a skin irritation he's got. Otherwise, I'd have told him what he needed for the diarrhea. I'm in an escape room and I'm singing.
Blimey! I believe I got me a barnacle in me britches.
Bankman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
That's great! Actual physical contact. Can you move?
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Let's go.
Spot Media Production Group.